Okay, the week one lifestyle lecture, what we want to do is we kind of want to add on to the themes that we've been talking about relative to nutrition. Because here's the thing that most men do not realize. A lot of us think that we can just go to the gym and do some intervals or do our jogging or running or whatever, work out and get the body that we want. We can just work out and build muscle and burn fat. But the truth of the matter is nutrition is the most important component of getting lean and making sure you can build muscle as well. So I want to kind of add on to this theme so you can kind of understand how to begin to view nutrition within your lifestyle. What I've drawn here on the board is what we call the metabolic plate. And so what you see here is V and F really stands for vegetables and fruits. Now you should know this. This is a little bit of review now from the week one nutrition lecture. You're going to be focusing on vegetables that are non-starchy. And you're also going to be focusing on fruits that are less sweet. Those would be things like berries, apples, pears, grapefruits. Those only. All the other fruits and all the other non-starchy vegetables like beets and potatoes and those kinds of things, corn, all the grains would fall into this S category. And then, of course, protein is your next thing. So we are visualizing this on a plate. This is how most people would view a metabolic plate. And this is not a bad way to look at it, but what we're essentially doing here with the male metabolic blueprint program is that during the week, your plate is going to be a little bit more conservative in regards to starch intake. So what happens is we're really saying fruits and vegetables, the non-starchy vegetables, right, the fiber-based vegetables, and these low-sweet fruits, as well as protein. And that's going to be your meal pretty much as often as you like. It does not matter if you want to eat this meal 7 times during the day. And then one meal during that day is going to be where you have some starch in there. The best time to do this would be post-workout, where you throw in maybe a banana with a whey protein shake and some berries or something like that. So that's the point that we want to make here. This plate, you're not going to eat all your meals on a plate, but I want to show you how you can do this so that you can make this work for you. Let's say you go out and eat fast food or something like that. Now the typical way to do this is if you got a burger, right, you got these 2 big buns, right? And so we'll basically say starch and a refined starch. And then you got all this protein. So we'll put P here. And then wedged between all that protein and all that starch, you have this little bit of green food. This is the exact opposite of what we want. So to make this better for us, what we want to do is we want to order the burger and ask for extra vegetables, lettuce, tomato, onion, things like that, and then toss the bun. And now that what we're left with is we're back to this protein and vegetable/fruit. So the point here is you can do this anywhere. Let's say you go to a place like Chipotle or one of these fast food Mexican restaurants. What you do here is if you got the burrito, what you have is starch, and then you have rice and beans and all that kind of stuff, so you have even more starch. Then you have all that meat again, and then you have a tiny bit of maybe vegetables in the form of salsa or something like that. So how do you make this better? Well, basically what you do is you ask for a burrito bowl or something like that, without the rice, without the beans, with double meat. There's our protein. And then all the vegetables, maybe double salsa, maybe some fajita veggies and things like that. And now we're right back into this protein and vegetable meal. This can work under any circumstances, no matter where you are. Let's take breakfast. So if we take a fast food breakfast, and let's take something like a McDonald's Egg McMuffin or something like that. So we have all that bread. Again, it's starch, right? All that bread. Then you have all that protein, that fatty meat, and there is no vegetable or fruit at all in that meal, is there? And so what we want to do is we want to make this better. So what we do is we throw off the bread. That leaves us with the protein. And then we get an apple or a walnut apple salad or something like that. And now we're back to the protein and vegetables. That's an important concept to understand. We want you to understand that this concept of eating does not have to be something that you need to cook all the time. But if you understand how to manipulate your plate, simply throwing off the breads and things like that, then you're doing a really good job. And this is how you're going to be focusing during the week. The other thing to understand here is that if we take something like, oftentimes people tend to think things like juices and things like that are going to be good. But juices are really just pure sugar. And so what we want to do is you don't want to eat the juice. Okay? You want to eat the whole fruit. So orange juice is out or apple juice is out, but apples are in, that kind of thing. So you want to also watch what you're doing with beverages. Of course, it goes without saying that you're not going to be doing things like sodas and things like that. Now let's see what happens during the weekend. The best way to approach the weekend is exactly like we talked about before, except depending on where you are in that multitasking protocol, you may end up eating meals that are more unlimited in terms of you can eat as much and whatever you want, or you may be eating only one meal that is free per week. And there's going to be everyone here in between. But when you're not, if you're someone who's doing one meal, then you want to continue pretty much eating like you do during the week. Now, of course, with the exercise piece works along with the nutrition piece. So whenever you're eating freely, unlimited on a weekend or something like that, you want to make sure you're lifting heavy at that point. And then, of course, the reminder that you've already had alcohol should only really be done at one meal every single week. So this is the way to sort of look at how to manipulate your nutrition. The final thing I want to talk about here in the lifestyle factor is the use of protein shakes. These are sort of the fat loss seeker's best friend. Protein shakes really take the place of cereals and things like that. The cereal is oftentimes the go-to breakfast for a lot of people because it's really quick. You, as someone who's trying to change the body and build habits to be lean and muscular, you want to switch to protein shakes. The best way to do this is to think about 40 to 50 grams of protein. This could be rice protein, this could be whey protein, this could be any kind of protein source. And when you're using it as a meal, you really want this 40 to 50 gram mark. And then you can throw in some of the fruits that are less sweet, like the berries and things like that if you like. And you certainly can make a base of something like skim milk or one of my favorites, almond milk or coconut milk. What you don't want to do is you really don't want to throw in something like rice milk or juice or something that is pure sugar into these. And this is going to be sort of your go-to thing. You can have this as snacks. You can have it anytime you want. And post-workout, this becomes one of your best friends because post-workout, especially if you add something like a high sweet fruit like a banana or something like that, it can help you recover and build muscle in the post-workout period. So this is something that you can have over and over and over again. If you're someone who's a convenience guy, they have pre-made shakes at places like GNC and Vitamin Shop and things like that. That's going to be far better for you. And what we would do is we would stock those at your desk, in your car. Oftentimes what we do is I carry around a shaker bottle and have my protein powder at work. I have it in my car and I have it at home, so I'm never caught without. You need to feed your body. One of the things that is important for you to understand at building this as a lifestyle is that you never want to be hungry, especially during the week when you're not doing a lot of starches or fatty foods. You want to keep protein on board. So this is an important concept to understand. Watch this video over again to understand understand it, but realize you can manipulate this in several ways. You do not have to be a great cook to follow this lifestyle. In fact, you can have a very convenience-oriented lifestyle, eating out, using protein shakes and things like that. Of course, we would always prefer, and optimal is to eat whole foods and cook and things like that. But in today's day and age, it's not always possible. So this is how you want to look at this moving forward.